Hey gang, Uncle Snussy here. How's it going? It's March 2nd, 2020. This is National Old Stuff Day. I thought about maybe just putting a picture of myself up there. but instead, I just chose a couple of things that make me think of old stuff. Alright, so get to it. We have the Spring Outbreak contest. This is a zombie contest going on for a week. Putting out the video a little late because I actually wanted to kind of go through the paces of the contest and make sure I understood it fairly well before I made this video. So there's a lot of different pieces to this contest. We have the main solo event that's right here. So we have beach balls. Beach balls are kind of like ingots. You're going to collect them as you accomplish objectives, and then you're going to be able to use those beach balls to purchase items. So far, there's only one item I've seen, and it's pretty expensive. I don't know if they're going to do any sort of offers as the week goes along for you to be able to use the beach balls on maybe some smaller items to collect. And then you can see here defeating the boss in the normal Blitz, defeating the Infect Me, Scream for Me Gauntlet Blitz, and then also the Muscle Atrophy Infect Gauntlet Blitz, which is the harder Blitz to get tickets for. And then we also, basically, if you do loot pulls and happen to get some of these max stars, you can get a pretty significant jump in this contest. Top prize, 1,500,000 as the score, and you'll get one of these Hawaiian zombie gear prize walls. There's a couple of zombie gears available, and then also the zombie rock is available in case you didn't get him during the month-long event in October. You can get him now using this. The gears that are out there are pretty impressive stuff. So definitely, if you can manage to do this relatively painlessly, it's pretty cool. So other stuff that we got in here, we got some straps, we got some 4-star medals, which are the highest level of medals. These are epic, which means they're the blue kind, which means you'll know 3 of the things they do before you ever invest any in them. We also have shards of Zombie Cena, Zombie Paige, Zombie Charlotte, Zombie Brock, Zombie Naka, Zombie KO. I don't know if you notice a pattern here. Zombie Sasha. All right, so that's the main contest that's basically going on for the week. And then as part underneath that, we have these level 1, level 2, level 3 Spring Zombie Party events. And basically, you've probably seen some of these events before, but they're basically rewarding you for how deep your roster is. So the more wrestlers you have in your roster, the higher the score you can get in these events, and you know, the nicer the rewards are. For the first day, it was Zombie Paige, Zombie Austin, and Zombie Naka. I happen to have all 3 of those, so I was able to knock out all 3. One of the things that's a bit different from this contest and some of the ones that have been like it in the past is there's 3 levels of it, right? So you defeat an opponent in normal, hard, and hell, and you get credit towards each one. Obviously, the prizes get better the harder the match you're able to win. So if you're able to just win normal matches, if you happen to have had all 14 wrestlers and win normal matches, the top prize is 200 TP. If you have all 14 wrestlers and manage to win all of the hard matches, 500 TP. And if you have all 14 and manage to win all the hell matches, 1,000 TP, you know, plus 2 million coin and lots of tokens, right? And lots of the beach balls. So this one is not just about having the wrestlers, but the wrestlers have to be strong to really make it far. So that makes this more difficult than most of the ones in the past, because most of the ones in the past, it'll be, 20 different characters, and it'll be win a showdown match with blah, blah, blah in your showdown team. So you could always put somebody strong in there in the first spot, put, whoever they're wanting you to put in the second spot, win the match without ever tagging them in, and you would get credit. This one, not only do you have to have them, but to get max credit, they have to be really strong. And so far, the Hell Mode opponents have been pretty strong. I would imagine they're consistent across the board, so it's not like I'm getting more difficult opponents than you would get if you happen to have the wrestler. I'm assuming that's not the way this works. But, I happen to have had a strong Zombie Paige and a strong Zombie Austin because they're such useful wrestlers, so I've put a lot of resources into them. So their victories in both normal, hard, and hell were not too difficult, relatively easy. My Zombie Naka, on the other hand, is decent. I think he's around 6K in talent, but the hell boss in that one was 10K. So that was extremely difficult. I used a ton of props, and honestly, I really only did that because I was just kind of trying to understand how the contest works. I'll tell you my personal opinion at this point is, and don't let this influence you. If you like zombie events and you want to work on your zombie wrestlers, by all means, go for it. I'm not sitting this one out, but let's just say I'm not investing in it. And what I mean by investing in it, I'm not using any of the resources that I've collected, such as coin or talent posters, a TP, to develop zombies to try to get deeper in this contest. I've just decided I'm just going to take the week. I'm going to do what I can with what I have, get as far as I can, and then just let that be it. I'm not going to, like I said, all of the coin you see here that I've spent so far has just been to move trainers and coaches around to compete in the event. So not a dime has actually gone towards attempting to improve any of my zombies. And then I haven't spent a single TP, and I don't really plan on it. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'm going to do what I can with the wrestlers that I have to try to help us as a faction in the faction contest. Because essentially what the faction contest is it's it's winning these matches with all of those same different wrestlers, all 14 of those wrestlers, right? So the more of us that can beat Hell Mode with the wrestlers that we have, we're going to give credit towards the faction. But I can tell you right now, I've got some of these zombies that are pretty weak, and I've also, I don't have every single one of these zombies, right? So defeating Hell Mode in every single one of these circuits is just not happening. This is going to be a contest that's going to be heavily tilted towards strong factions that are out there, right? So factions in which, 310 points basically means everybody in Rum and Booty was able to complete Hell Mode with every single one of the wrestlers on day one, plus 10 points for, I don't even know, what are those extra 10 points for? Oops. Oh, it's these, right? So somebody got a legendary Steve Austin extra turn strap, or they got the Undertaker Dead Man Walking extra turn strap, right? So that's kind of it. I call them like I see them, right? And this event to me is reward top factions and try to make people use resources on their zombies before the next event starts in a week, right? So if you start dumping a lot into your zombies to try to get far in this contest, and then along comes the next event, and then now you're low on resources, maybe you're tempted to go and spend some real money to try to get those resources, right? So, this is not a contest for me. to really put too much into, so I'll just do what I can do and see what I can get and just leave it at that. As far as the blitzes go, you get the tickets for the blitzes from completing the Outbreak tour. Normal mode will get you the normal blitz tickets. Hell mode will get you the hell blitz tickets. And then hard mode actually gets you bags. So I haven't actually opened any of the bags. Maybe I'll just do that as part of the video as well. Let's see, where am I going with this? Oh yeah, the blitzes. All right, so here's the Scream for Me Blitz. Cost 1 ticket for each run. You get a ticket for each one of those wrestlers that you defeat in normal mode. Interesting that somebody's missing from there. So basically, you know, with so few Blitz tickets, I didn't really get a chance to like experiment with lineups to figure out what works and what doesn't. My impression of this particular Blitz was the final enemy will be stronger than your strongest wrestler. So if you take 3 people that are all relatively close in strength, that should be fine. I took 2 people that were relatively close in strength and then one that was a little bit weaker. And, you know, this one got zeroed out, and this one I was able to finish the last match with, right? But I think that's how the calculation of difficulty is on this one, is that that last boss is going to be a little bit stronger than your best wrestler. So if you took 3 people that were all 5K, you'd probably end up with a boss around 6K, and you'd have 3 wrestlers in which to take shots at to try to win that match. This one, I'm not quite. I only was able to do 1 run with the. Oh, that's probably why I can't use that wrestler, because I never actually finished. All right, so only able to do 1. It requires 2 tickets, and I only had 3 because there were only 3 events that you could get tickets, right? So I made 1 pass. You can see right there what I took, right? I took a 9K Zombie Austin, I took a 6.5K Zombie Seth, and a 5K Zombie Brock. The final boss was about 7.5K. So I'm not sure the math they were using on that one. Obviously, the final boss was weaker than my strongest person, so it may just be an average of the 3. Although 7K seems a little low to be an average of the 3, so I don't really know the math on there. But this lineup worked just fine. I mean, I did have 2 wrestlers go down, but overall I thought the lineup worked well. So I don't have enough tickets to experiment with taking out somebody and putting in somebody weaker and seeing if it makes the whole event easier or not. Just not enough tickets for that. All right, so Queen, make sure you do your dailies. All right, I did my dailies, so make sure you do your dailies. All right, let's take a look at what's in some of these bags that we're getting here. One shard of Zombie Austin. Wow. 100 shards. That's a little bit nicer there. Got a long way to go, though. Would like to get him, though. I thought he was pretty cool. And 100 shards there. That's kind of nice. No, getting kind of close to that one. Call that the carrot to try to get Mr. Snussy to maybe chase a little bit, but it's not happening, Scopely. I'm sorry, it's not happening. All right, let's see what we got in here. 200. I think I have a bajillion Owens shards. Yeah, 12,000. Not quite a bajillion, but you know, close. And then, yeah, my Baylor's 4-star gold, so that's not going anywhere anytime soon. And an extra 400 for KO, you know, just to get that to 13,000 shards. Alright, that's all the interesting bags. All the other stuff I have in here is just ordinary run-of-the-mill stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what else to share at this point. You know, if you want to go after some zombies or you dig the zombies, then, knock yourself out. I do know that some people have spent some cash and gotten lucky with their loot pulls. Don't know if that means everybody's going to, but let's go in there and take a look. All right, so featured. So there's some featured people in here that are not all that impressive. So there is a chance, even with the featured people, that you're going to end up with some people that aren't all that great. I'm not a big fan of telling people that they should consider a loot pull when some of the top stuff in the loot is not really all that great. So yeah, I'm not going to personally recommend that to anybody. But if your roster is low on zombies and you've got some spare cash, then all means go in there and take a shot. But yeah, that's it, guys. Until next time, I'll see if there's any interesting things to talk about tomorrow. It might just generally be a quiet week. One other thing, make sure there's going to be a showdown tournament this weekend. So as much as you can, try to fill those bars throughout the week for showdown. That'll give you a fatter weekend bonus next week, which will help you do more in that showdown contest. So just something to think about. All right, gang. Until next time. Bye.